Good morning, YouTube. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2012, guys. Love and Hip Hop Season 2, Episode 7 review. I know my review from last week said it was 7 that I was reviewing, but I was a little confused. I thought I was a week ahead of myself, so I'm actually doing Episode 7. It just came on last night. I'm also doing, as you can see, my taping in the morning. I know the last video was extremely dark. I did it after work thinking that the light on the back of the house would be enough light, and then when I saw it, I didn't feel like taping it over because I was sick as a dog last week. But anyway, this week's show, it was really, really good. It was the love and hip hop I have come to love. It was good. All right, so it starts out with Yandy and Erica at a restaurant of some sort, and Yandy is basically telling Erica how she didn't appreciate that bullshit she did last week when she took her to meet Kimbella and Tierra Marie. Yandy basically is just saying, she doesn't want a live wire, somebody who's just a wild card to be represented by her. She didn't think it was called for. She thought it was out of place. And basically, when she questioned Erica about why the hell she did it in the first place, Erica really didn't have a good answer. Erica didn't have an answer, and the reason is because Erica just wanted some screen time. Erica wanted her name to be known. That's how she was going to put herself out there. That's how she got her name known. That's the only reason I know her name. Honestly, I guess if she had just came on and acted normal, we probably wouldn't be talking about her right now. So I guess her plan worked. But she was just stumbling all over herself as to why, she she wanted to start some shit with Kimbella. There was no reason she did it. So Yandy let her know she was cutting her off and she didn't want to represent her. Now, I'm going to call bullshit real quick. Yandy is my girl. I know a lot of people don't like Yandy. I'm actually a fan of Yandy. I'm Team Yandy and not Team Chrissy. But I'm going to call bullshit. I think if Yandy knew that Erica was going to be lucrative for her business and a good money maker, that she probably would still be representing her, willing to represent her. So I'm calling bullshit on that whole thing. So Yandy didn't want to represent her. I think she just used that as a convenient way to get rid of something she knew wasn't going to be much of an asset in the first place. So bullshit, Yandy. You still my girl though. Anyway, next scene jumps to Jim Jones and Chrissy at Jim Jones' mother and Chrissy at her residence. Now, I know a lot of people give Nancy a lot of shit. I like Nancy. Maybe I have a soft spot in my heart for Nancy because I have boys. I got 3 boys. And to be a mother of a boy, I mean, some of y'all may be able to, not do the mama's boy thing, but I have mama's boys. So I know what it's like to try to let go of your boys and have some little girl come up in here, thinking she running shit when she's absolutely not. So I think that's why I got a soft spot for Nancy. I like Nancy. I thought the song was funny. Probably a little mean-spirited. I don't think I would have done it, but I don't know. She probably still doesn't care for Chrissy, but she just now realizes, after her talk with Jim, that Chrissy's not going anywhere. She knew Chrissy wasn't going anywhere. But she is trying to mend ways with her, so I thought that was nice. They hold a meeting or whatever. That issue with Yandy giving Chrissy that book that they talked about, I think that is so petty. I think it's so... There has to be more to the story, is basically what I'm saying. There has to be more to behind the scenes that we're not seeing. Because if that's the reason that Chrissy is mad, that is a bullshit-ass reason to be mad. That fuming mad, where you're ready to cut off his ties with his manager over the book. I didn't think the book was that big of a deal. I mean, she's saying basically that Yandy crossed the line and all those things, and they have a professional relationship. But if I can remember correctly, Yandy and Chrissy were out getting their toes done when Yandy gave her the book. So clearly they are more than just business partners. It was a friendship. You don't go get your nails done and kick it with somebody who's just a manager. So I think Chrissy just used that whole book thing as a cover to her real reason, the underlying reasons that we're not hearing about, that she doesn't want Yandy to be her manager anymore. Because the stuff I'm hearing is not really that big of a deal for it to have gone this far, escalated this far. I don't think Mama Jones thought it was that big of a deal myself. It looked like she just said, I'll say something to Yandy just to shut Chrissy up. But I didn't take it that she thought it was all that big of a deal herself. But maybe I could be wrong. The next scene after that jumps to Tiara Marie and Kimbella at a lounge in Harlem. I think they were in Harlem. And Tiara Marie, I still get the same impression from her. She's fake. She just seems fake. I wish the show would have introduced us to her. Like, she just popped up out of nowhere, basically, and she's on the show now. I don't know if she's replacing Somaya or what, what the hell she's doing there, but she's, I guess, a permanent fixture of the show now, so I guess I'll get used to her. She always looks gorgeous on TV or whatever. She always comes correct, but like I said, she has shit starter potential. I said it last week, and I'll say it again, and she proved me right. She was talking to Kimbella, basically saying Kimbella had no right to do what she did. What Kimbella did didn't bother me so much. Erica, I don't know what was supposed to come of that, because my thing is, when you're doing a back and forth exchange with another person, it's either going to end in a fight or somebody walking away, and Erica had no rights, she wasn't provoked by Kimbella, so I don't know what she expected to come from that situation. So I felt like Tiara Marie was being unnecessarily harsh on Kimbella for, doing what she did. And then it jumps to the very next scene where where Tiara Marie is being absolutely fake, sitting with the other three ladies, Emily, Chrissy, and Olivia, running right back, playing both sides of the fence, laughing at Kimbella, basically. I mean, she had shit starter potential. I called it last week, and she proved me right. So I'm not a fan of Tiara Marie's at all. I don't think she's necessary for the show. She doesn't make it more interesting. She's just kind of there, has a pretty face. Olivia also is a shit starter. Olivia is fake. Olivia is another one that's fake. Kimbella is supposed to be her girl or whatever the hell. But she kind of was egging the situation on, throwing in little shit into the conversation herself. So those two are shit starters, and they ride the fence, and I don't like people that ride the fence. I don't like Chrissy like I used to. I love Chrissy last season. Don't like her this season, but I will give Chrissy her props. At least if she does not fuck with you, she doesn't pretend like she does. So I gotta respect her for that. What else happened? Now I'm probably jumping around. I tried to remember the scenes. The next scene, I think, was between Kimbella and Yandy, where they were in her bedroom, on the bed, I guess, talking about what happened. Now, let me start first with Kimbella. I know a lot of people don't like Kimbella. Kimbella, I guess this season, I'm the odd man out, because I don't have a problem with Yandy or Kimbella, personally. Kimbella, she seems ditzy, I'm not going to lie, but she doesn't faze me like everybody else does. And I do tend to think that she's right, that there is a little jealousy involved. Granted, I don't agree with what she did at Emily's coming out party, or whatever the hell that party was. It was a waste of time to me, because she's right back in the same situation she was in. So the whole party was a sham, if you ask me. But I don't agree with it. But Kimbella wears entirely too much makeup when she's on camera. It's disgusting. I think she's a beautiful girl. Very, very pretty, and I can't figure out why. Maybe she has, like, really bad skin. I don't know what it is, but it's caked on. Now, when she does her confessionals, the makeup is fine, but it's like when she does her camera time, interacting with other people, the makeup is way too heavy. I'm not feeling it. But I did like the little braid to the side or whatever. That was cute. And her and Yandy, talk about their fathers and, how much damage their dads have done, to them, and why they are the way they are. I kind of thought Kimbella was rambling with her excuse. I think she tried to use her dad as the reason, as a trigger for her throwing that glass, but I think the truth of the matter is she threw that glass because that girl hit a nerve as far as her man was concerned. She didn't want that coming out that her man was probably fucking somebody else while, they were sitting there. I think Kimbella was bullshitting to a degree about she went way deep into something from her childhood, and I really don't think it was that deep. I think it was more surface, like she didn't want that girl putting her business out there like that, even if I don't know if it was true or not. And then Yandy talks about her father, whatever, and they lay on the bed and hug or whatever the hell. The scene was cute. It seemed genuine, I guess. I think the next scene jumps to the ladies being in a store. I hope I'm not jumping around too much. The ladies being in the store, Emily, Chrissy, and Olivia in a store discussing going to Miami, and they're picking out outfits or whatever, and then they decide to up and go because Chrissy is just annoyed with Jim or needing to get away. So they all decide that they're going to go to Miami. I think Olivia was going down there to sing or do some kind of show. Next scene jumps to, and that was interesting. That was cool seeing, like, I think Emily and Chrissy probably have a real friendship. They seem real. And Emily doesn't bother me one way or the other. Emily doesn't faze me. She seems like she's being herself. She's just in love with Fab. So that's the only thing. I mean, Emily, one way or the other, she doesn't bother me. She doesn't seem fake. She doesn't seem like she's trying so hard, like the other two girls or whatever. But next scene, Chrissy and Jim are in the bed, and Chrissy's telling him that she's tired of the situation. It's been 7 years. It's just, Chrissy is a nag. I don't like her this season. Chrissy, she to me is the epitome of an angry black female, ABF. She's always angry. She's just never seems happy to me. And she has a nice life. She actually has probably a nicer life than a lot of people. I mean, not saying that she shouldn't be mad that it's taking him so long to marry her, but I mean, it's not like she's trapped. She always had the option of walking away, and the truth of the matter is, she's in a comfortable situation. It's just that she's not getting everything out of it that she wants, but if she were not in a comfortable situation, believe me, she would walk away, so she's getting something out of it. But Chrissy strikes me as a nag, and one thing I can say is, her getting married is not going to bring her happiness. My thing is, if she doesn't have, the joy on her own, getting married is just, they actually kind of get worse sometimes when you get married. More comfortable, more lax in certain areas. So, I mean, she'll have a title in the ring, and I guess if that's all she's after is validation, then hey, mazel. But I don't know. She strikes me as a nag and just an unhappy person. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out once, if they do end up actually getting married and not just her wearing the ring for the next 7 years. The ladies end up going to, I think I'm not jumping around. The ladies end up flying down to Miami or whatever, and they're sitting around at the table. Again, Tierra Marie and Olivia seem fake as hell to me. Neither one of them ever strikes me as being sincere when they're talking about her relationship. Maybe they do like her, but again, I just view those two as wanting screen time. They just, especially Tierra Marie, she strikes me as just somebody who wants a lot of screen time. Chrissy's crying. Chrissy cries all the time. Chrissy's always crying. Chrissy probably needs to speak to somebody. Maybe it's a lot of it is for TV, but she was crying and upset. And Emily seems sincere to me. Emily does seem to be more sincere. Maybe she strikes me as more sincere because she knows what it's like to be with a man long term and, not be getting what she wants out of the situation or whatever. So Emily strikes me as, really caring about Chrissy and her situation. And then Jimmy shows up. Jimmy looked pissed at first. I couldn't read him at first. I'm like, what the hell? I ain't know what was getting ready to go down. But, and if the other ladies even knew, Chrissy looked surprised. But the other girls, when the camera showed their faces, none of them looked surprised to see him. So I don't know if that was staged or, kind of set up or whatever. But they didn't look surprised when he walked in. But Chrissy looked genuinely surprised. Takes her back in her room or whatever. And proposes to her. And the ring was absolutely gorgeous. I loved the ring. It was beautiful. People online were talking about the proposal being lame or whatever. But whatever. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Maybe that's not his thing, getting down on one knee. And it's, whatever. He did what he was supposed to do, gave her the ring, and Chrissy was happy. So we'll just see how long that lasts. Sorry, y'all, that was my daughter. I told y'all I'm getting ready to go to work, getting ready to go to school, drop these kids off. Anyway, so basically that was the end of the show. I'm going to give the show an A this week. It was very entertaining, very interesting. Like I said, the Love and Hip Hop that I love. I think next week's show might end up being an A+. Yeah, Love and Hip Hop is back to being my favorite show again. So we'll see what next week holds. Oh yeah, that's right, with Yandy dropping Jim or whatever, or crying. Like I said, I think it's more to the story as far as that's concerned. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes, but I can't imagine that a client of 7 years will be dropped over the pettiness that they're telling us. So we'll see next week what's going on. Anyway, that's all. I'm coming up on my 15 minutes, and I know YouTube will cut me off. So I'll see you guys next week. And I guess that's the season finale. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Ta-ta.